What's up guys, it's Ed from TechSource, and over the weekend I came out with a brilliant new series idea that has to do with setups. I'm actually calling it Setup Montages, and basically all the setups that don't get featured on Setup Wars will be moved over to the new show. Basically, it's going to be a slideshow of setups with some background music and also text showing what gear they are using. I get around 10 submissions each day just for Setup Wars, and sometimes on the weekend I get double that. So sadly, I have to delete a lot of them because there's just no way I can fit every single one on the show, which I do only once a week. And I feel really bad deleting them because you guys spend a lot of time taking pictures and submitting to be on the show. So I figured at least this way, the setups that don't get featured on the actual show can be showcased on a different series. So I did a small poll to see if I should even do this, and based on the Twitter votes, a lot of you guys are interested in this, so I'll give it a shot. It's gonna come out this Saturday, so if you guys are interested in watching it, cool. If not, you can obviously skip it. You don't have to watch it. It's not for everyone, but if you do watch it, please, I ask you guys to either leave a dislike or leave a like. That's the only way I'm gonna know if you guys will enjoy the series and if I should continue doing them every single Saturday. So Setup Wars will be every Monday, Setup Montages will be every Saturday. And it's going to be a very quick video, maybe 2-3 minutes tops. But anyways, with that said, welcome. So with that said, welcome to Setup Wars episode 126. Let the Setup Wars begin. Kicking off the show, we got Brad and a very clean ultra-wide setup featuring three 23-inch AOC monitors that are hooked up against the wall. And I don't know if I'm seeing things, but it looks like he painted the monitor mount the same color as his wall. Interesting. The desk is custom made that he cut himself, and he's using two IKEA Alex drawers as the support. He's also got the Corsair K65 RGB Keyboard and the Sabre RGB mouse on top of the Pecham extended mousepad. He doesn't have any desktop speakers. Instead, he's using a Bluetooth speaker from Damson and the ASTRO A30s. Next to his Xbox One is the PC that's running the setup, and it's actually rocking the i7 6700 and an EVGA GTX 970. No complaints when it comes to cable management. Looks like you know what you're doing. There are a few things though I would recommend. First off, the wood tabletop doesn't blend with the rest of your setup. I would either paint it or skin it. Black carbon fiber or black matte would look really nice on the desk, and I'll drop a link below if you guys want to check it out. Another thing that you can do to clean up your desk surface is by mounting your Xbox One under the desk itself, and you can do that by using this mount. Other than that, it's a pretty solid setup. Thank you, Brad, for starting off the show. Dave is next up with quite possibly the least symmetrical setup on the show. He must really like that picture on the wall so much that he still decided to add the acoustic foams even though it looks unbalanced. He mounted both of the BenQ monitors on the desk, and underneath that, he's got the ROCCAT Isku keyboard, the Nyth mouse, and the Logitech G13 Gamepad. For audio, he's using the ROCCAT Renga gaming headset, but he also has the Harman Kardon SoundSticks, and it looks like he doesn't have any space for them, so he laid them both on top of a storage container. I guess that's one way of doing it. The PC next to him has a 7700K and the ASUS dual GTX 1070, which looks really nice inside the S340 Elite case with the white sleeved cables. And speaking of the cables, the management is on point. Maybe just clean the wall a little bit. But it really is an organized and clean setup. It's pretty straightforward. Nothing I can really recommend to improve it. Thank you, Dave, for entering. Dave number 2 is up next with an insane gaming room. I don't even know where to start. I mean, this guy has the ultimate gaming setup in his bedroom. In the notes, he stated that everything in his room costed around $2,500, which I call BS. I think he accidentally missed an extra zero because $25,000 would be a more accurate number. On the left side, we got his secondary setup featuring two HP monitors, the Redragon K503 keyboard, and the VicSync mouse. The headphones he's using with the setup are the Sennheiser HD 4.30i, which has an interesting hanger, and there's also a Dell soundbar as well. The 40-inch Scepter TV up top is mostly used with Chromecast for YouTube, Netflix, and occasionally TV. However, it's not used for gaming. It looks like this first setup is actually more budget oriented because he bought the keyboard and mouse used online, and the PC parts are more on the low end side. Regardless of what parts he used, a wall-mounted PC always looks badass. His main setup is a tiny bit better. He's got 4 monitors, 3 of which were bought from eBay for $100, and he happened to overclock them to 66 Hz. He's also using a 5-year-old keyboard from Logitech and the G602 mouse. I'm actually starting to believe that he did buy everything for $2,500. I mean, after all, most of the parts he bought are used, so it was a lot cheaper. It also looks like he was going with a black and white color scheme because of the acoustic panels on the wall, also the whiteout Blue Yeti microphone with white pop filter, and also a bunch of other white accessories on the desk. I honestly expected white skins on his M50Xs, but I guess he kept it stock. He also has 3 Dell soundbars mounted under his monitors because one is obviously too mainstream. I also gotta give Dave some major props on the clean cable management job on a glass desk. I like how he used the cable raceways near the bottom to route the wires on his second setup, and small things like adding an SD card reader underneath the keyboard and also a USB hub reader nearby. But the star of the show, which I'm sure everyone can agree on, is his wall-mounted custom water-cooled PC featuring an EVGA GTX 980 Ti, 16 gigs of RAM, and the Xeon E5 2680 processor, which is an 8-core. I know the motherboard and the RAM sticks triggered a lot of people, including me, but workstation motherboards never looked good anyways, so there's not much you can do there. If you really bought everything in this room for $2,500, then you, sir, are the budget king. A very sick gaming room setup. Thank you, Dave number 2, for entering. Coming in at number 4 is Theo and his custom built setup next to his, I want to say bunk bed, but the bottom portion doesn't really look like a bed, so I'm not sure what that is. Either way, his setup features the 34-inch ultrawide from LG with an ASUS monitor up top. It looks like both of them are mounted against the wall, and check out his microphone setup. He mounted his Rode NT microphone against the mounting bracket for his monitors. That there is the optimal position for a boom arm if you can get it up there. It's off your desk and it doesn't block your monitors. It also doubles as a nice headphone hanger. On the desk, he's got the Corsair K65 RGB Platinum Keyboard and the Razer Naga RGB mouse with a pair of Logitech Z623 speakers. I'm not sure what's up with the random CPU and RAM sticks you've got on the desk, but I'm guessing it's to offset the charging dock on the opposite side to keep it somewhat asymmetrical. I mean, you got the extra space for it, so adding small props like that isn't really a big deal. The PC powering the setup is equipped with the Ryzen 7 1700X and the ASUS Strix 1070. But holy sheep tits, look at the cable management, guys. Beautiful work with the cable ties, and mounting that cable box up there was the icing on the cake. I'm also happy to see that you used a wall raceway for the monitor wires up there. It is music to my eyeballs. A beautiful and clean setup. Thank you very much, Theo, for entering. Finishing up the episode, we got a simple yet powerful gaming setup powered by ASUS. He's rocking the ASUS ROG Swift monitor. We also got 2 ASUS mice and the Corsair K70 RGB keyboard. I'm curious as to why he didn't go with the ASUS keyboard, since most of his parts are from ASUS. I mean, they do make some pretty dope keyboards like the Claymore Core. Sticking with the ASUS theme, his PC is equipped with the Strix X99 motherboard with a Strix GTX 1080 paired with the 6800K processor. Other than a few mouse pads, he's got his custom Xbox One controller by Bum Controller, and that's about it on his desk. Under his desk is the Sennheiser PC363 gaming headset hanging from the most interesting headphone hanger I have seen on the show. I don't even know how those beads are hanging, to be honest. If you zoom close, you can see that it's just somehow attached to the metal frame of the desk. I mean, with that logic, it has to be magnetic, otherwise there's just no way it's hanging like that. Okay, sure, the cable management is flawless. I like the cable sleeves that's covering the PC wires, and everything is tucked away nicely inside the net underneath the desk. But let's focus on the most impressive thing in his entire room, his organization skills. No joke, look at this shelf over here. There is literally no more space left on the sides of the shelves. He used the perfect size and the perfect amount of boxes to fill it from one side to the other. I mean, this guy is a Tetris master. Okay, maybe the top shelf has some extra space there, but overall he did a fantastic job. And I feel really good and relaxed just by staring at it. I'm pretty weird. And it's like that across the rest of his room, like this red shelf he has over here. He made sure to take advantage of all that extra space. A very nice, organized, and powerful setup. Thank you, Zeusay, for entering. So that is it for this episode of Setup Wars. As always, who will take home the crown? You guys get to vote by dropping your comments down below. And as always, I'll announce the winners on Twitter and I almost forgot, Instagram account. Make sure you guys are following me there if you want to. I love your faces. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.